$181,840 gain in 4 hours from $RKT. Time to give my wife that wedding she always wanted. Guys, he spent $80K on a YOLO. He's not broke. Paid $137K and sold $321K. Still a hell of a return no matter how much he started with. Better than me paying $2,400 and getting back $2,100. You got RKT. Op didn't get RKT. What's a good buy-in number? Less than your sell number. That's not something a retarded investor would say. You get something back? Yeah, but did he? Web link. Probably has a plebe gamer chair. GX Pacer? Impressive. You know what hurts my soul? My best friend's grandfather bought thousands of Tesla shares 10 years ago, but after he died a few years ago, his wife sold them all. Pretty impressive foresight to do that 20 years ago. Especially since Tesla was founded 17 years ago and IPO'd 10 years ago. Absolutely incredible foresight. It helps to be a time traveler. But in all seriousness, he bought them when it was first IPO'd. So 10 years ago, not 17, my bad. The point is, they would have tens of millions of dollars right now if their grandmother didn't sell them after he died. As Grandpa always said, Timmy, your grandmother is a vagina. Word to the wise, never leave Grandma in charge of the stonks after you die. It didn't skyrocket until 2020 though. I have a lot of Tesla friends who sold at least a year or two before. Only have one friend who sold portions of his stock last year after 7 years of ESPP grants. We never bought in because we were tired of him lol. BTW, it was already pretty volatile early 2020, so if they bought in at IPO and sold after a year, it was still good money. Yeah, exactly. And because she was retried, she sold the Tesla for a nice gain. Hindsight is 2020, but she still made a ton of money off of it. Her husband bought thousands of dollars worth of Tesla in 2010, I believe it was like $4 share at the time, and sold in 2018 when it was about $65, $70 share. It made sense at the time because that's still an extremely nice payday, especially for a retired widow. But it sucks because she missed out on tens of millions of dollars, maybe even over $100 million depending on how much he bought back in 2010. I don't know the exact details because he's not my grandfather, but I know the basics because of what they told me. If only everyone could hold and sell at the right time. If we could time the market, we'd all be billionaires. I was fortunate enough to see Elon speak at a convention 10 to 12 years ago. I had never heard of him, but after he was done talking I had decided to put every spare penny I had to invest in anything his name was attached to. Unfortunately, I did not have a penny to my name at the time, so may. Isn't that funny how that happens? I had bought dirt cheap shares for Apple back in college but sold them few years later. I would have been a millionaire if I didn't. Hindsight is always 2020, unamused face. I had the exact same thing with Amazon, except I didn't buy any stocks. But if I'd have bought them dirt cheap and sold them at a really high price I would have been a millionaire by now. Microsoft too, if only I would have bought low and sold high, I would have made money, sleepy face. I literally had the same thing with Microsoft. Except I didn't know what Microsoft was at the time and therefore bought no stock. I often lament. Oof, that's got to be painful to live with. Reminds me of the regret I feel when I think of the time I had a lottery ticket, but missed out on millions and millions of dollars only because the numbers on mine happened to be not the winning numbers. Hindsight is 2020. I bought $5,000 worth at $30, sold at $90. My best friend's grandfather can beat up your best friend's grandfather. Tesla hasn't even been around for 20 years, so I hope you're just getting an exaggerated story. Their IPO was in 2010. His wife and her boyfriend are going to have such a wonderful wedding. If you see my previous posts, you'll see that I started with less than $30,000 this year. Congrats and F you, don't forget taxes. Oh, I'm sure he'll YOLO on something else this year that will take 80% of his life savings. This is the way. This is the way. Correct. got to make sure to lose it in 2021 so that he doesn't get taxed next year and have to cover it. And don't forget a towel. Wanna get high? I see your GME positions printed huge, that's awesome. I'm just clarifying for some. NP, Godspeed, and don't forget to buy $G.M.E. Which platform do you use? I'm still researching the best one for trading options. Robinhood. But I don't recommend it. Try Schwab or Fidelity instead. Or Tastyworks for options. Schwab is good but no real-time data, right now, coming soon. E-Trade is my current preference and their trading software is all web-driven. Fidelity is a solid choice but their active trading software is crazy resource intensive. I have not tried Tasty or TD Ameritrade yet. Waiting on the TD merger but might play with Tasty once I am done refreshing $RKT every 2 minutes and finally hit STC edit. Schwab does have real time if you have the right account. Another Citix app, so I expect it runs about as well as Fidelity. LOLFU, I can't even open a Quest Trade account because I don't have to $1,000 to open it. What are you spending your stimulus money on? Should have been stonks. Step 1. Cuddle up to an old-aged US man. Step 2. Handle his finances to locate his SSN. Step 3. Take on his identity after he passes. Step 3. VPN your connection to the US. Step 4. Open a bank account. Step 5. Link US broker of your choice that requires no initial deposit to open. Step 6. Pref 5/S. That's what I was thinking. I would have been happy with a $20K wedding. And had $60K left over. $20K wedding? It doesn't cost that much for a case of Four Loko and a fire hall rental. Lets her boyfriend throw the wedding so you can dump it back on them. Back into GME. If he has that much money to throw at calls, he's not too poor for a wedding, he's just cheap. Or retarded and went all in. Always go full retard. Or he doesn't really like her. This is the way. Front of GME. This is the way. Her boyfriend will be pleased. Hell def love it. It'd be super sweet if he'd let original poster be the ring bearer during the ceremony, and since it is his wife's BF's big day, maybe original poster will even hold his wife's boyfriend's cock as he slams it in and out of her. That'd be awesome. He can't afford it. A hand job while penetrating is a minimum of 9 inches. Jesus, what kind of wedding does your wife expect? Depends which of her boyfriends she's going to marry. All of them. The one her boyfriend wants. A shotgun wedding. Congratulations, but F you. Surprised no one is mentioning he's still on Robinhood, just like many others who post their screenshots here. So much for boycotting them. With how long it takes to transfer out, it would be retarded to tie your shares and money up right now. Exactly this. I had a small position on Robinhood to play with the interface. 3 weeks and I am still waiting on Robinhood to approve the transfer. Fidelity gives you a blow-by-blow and shows it is sitting at RH for approval. My RH account is worth about $30. I waited a week on a transfer and just filed it again on Fidelity. That one went through in about 3 days. The first one still says pending on Fidelity. Might want to just try to initiate a new transfer. Edit. Just saw you said your account is worth $30. Robinhood charged me a $75 fee to transfer. Might be why you're not getting anywhere. You can give my wife the wedding she always wanted to. Her boyfriend should chip in at least a little. If you have 130 to drop into the market, I feel like you've already had the money for that wedding, my dude. Based on original poster's post history, it looks like he made more than 100K of the 130 he deposited this year alone in the market. Looks like they started with a fraction of that 130 not all that long ago. Cries, and I just started investing a couple months ago. 6-figure wedding veteran. Make $181,000 in 4 hours on options, spent $181,000 in 4 hours on the wedding, better than a YOLO, as long as it's a YOMO. Word to the wise, the more brilliant the wedding, the faster it goes by and the more of a blur it is. Remember it, treasure it, just like your profitable options trades. Therefore, splurge on the videographer. It's cheesy, but don't skimp on that crap. We need quality footage to mimify on here, none of that garbage GIF level crap. This is a solid advice. Thanks, I'll definitely get a good videographer, possibly with drones so I can get some aerial footage. Invert the spend. We had a $20 City Hall wedding, but we dropped cash on the international, month-long wedding celebration. Sleeping on a double king bed in North Africa is chef's kiss. What this guy said. Spend maybe $10K on the wedding. The rest on a fat vacation. Spending that much on a wedding is a real YOLO. Make sure to leave enough for the inevitable divorce, rock on gesture, smiley face. Yeah, most dollar videographers include drone filming as well, pretty standard in the industry now. If you're going to go all the way and hire the Goodyear blimp. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.